Simon & Schuster Audio presents Checkpoint Charlie, The Cold War, The Berlin Wall, and the Most Dangerous Place on Earth by Iain Macgregor. Read by Dugald Bruce Lockhart.
Prologue. October 1961. It would be the first time the young British officer had travelled to West Berlin. Lieutenant Robert Corbett of the Irish Guards looked out the door of the Guards' rail car that brought up the rear of the 20-wagon military supply train. His afternoon had become stressful at the railway loading yard in Hanover as he anxiously watched final preparations being made by West German civilian crews, loading the wagons with essential supplies of fuel oil, ammunition and foodstuffs, all heading for the British garrison, now isolated in West Berlin, though only 177 kilometres, about 100 miles away. He knew there would be ample time wasted at the inner German border crossing at Helmstedt, but he was confident that they would still get the train through without a fuss. By October 1961, the East Germans and the Soviets had successfully split the city in two, with what would become the Berlin War, and the Allies were anxious that the three border crossings into East Germany with access to Berlin should be maintained at all costs. "My orders were very clear," Corbett recalled. "Under no circumstances was I to permit the train's contents to be pilfered or physically interfered with." Corbett had a small hand-picked reconnaissance platoon, 11 men and his platoon sergeant. With night drawing near, the British troops felt the first sharp bite of an autumn chill as the wind picked up. To keep warm, they quickly withdrew into the central section of the train where the guard stove was situated. As the train pulled into Helmstedt to cross into the German Democratic Republic at Marienborn, where Checkpoint Alpha was situated, Corbett adjusted his eyes to the arc lights illuminating the scene. This major crossing point was a set of simple, flimsy huts that marked out the actual border between East and West Germany. The cheery Allied border control officers bade the British troops farewell as they quickly processed the train through their side of the border at Helmstedt. Any feeling of optimism for the journey ended abruptly within 100 yards, as the train came to a sudden halt, the engine letting out a powerful jet of steam when the brakes were applied. Out of the gloom came at least a dozen East German transport police, Trapos, to carry out the inspection of the train, check identification of any non-Allied personnel aboard, and search for stowaways. East German border guards, Grenztruppen, armed with submachine guns slung loosely across their shoulders, maintained a watchful eye as they chatted and smoked cheap cigarettes. As he scanned...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?